All right, guys. Well, Auburn football, strictly Auburn. We knew it was coming soon, but we are ready to talk about Hugh Freeze as being hired as Auburn football's new head coach, guys. How are we feeling? Welcome back. It's been a little bit of a break, but we are excited to be back. Talk about this breaking news with Hugh Freeze. Connor, initial thoughts on the hire?
It's not my favorite hire. There was a few guys I had in mind before Hugh Freeze, but he's proven as a head coach. He knows how to win big games, and that's all that really matters right now. I know he can recruit players too, and I know that he's ready to take on something new. And that's all that matters. We need high energy. I know he has that.
Yeah, I mean, he gave Liberty one of their first 10-1 seasons, probably one of the best seasons in their program. You know, he's also coached at Ole Miss there, had a decent record there. Jake, what is your first initial thoughts for this hire?
I mean, you guys know better than anyone. I wanted Dion or Lane or one of the big flashy guys. So to come down to Hugh Freeze, I mean, he's a proven winner. I'm not going to complain or say anything bad until he gives me anything to talk negative about.
I mean, yeah, he 39-25 at Ole Miss, which is, I think that's a decent record, and he's been able to do some really good things at Liberty as well. You know, despite having a 3-loss, he kind of ended the season on a 3-loss record, but they're going bowling, and you know, Auburn this year, that's up in the air. So
Liberty
yeah,
also beat Arkansas this year, and we didn't. So
exactly. Like Jake said, you know, a lot of people didn't expect Hugh Freeze to be the head coach, but that's usually how these coaching searches go. I mean, it's never really the guy that's everybody's talking about. It's kind of a surprise situation. Same thing with Brian Kelly with LSU. Nobody thought it was going to be Brian Kelly. A lot of people didn't think Brian Kelly was going to fit at LSU, which that's kind of the same narrative I'm seeing around town. A lot of people aren't liking the Hugh Freeze hire, but for me, in my opinion, a lot of people don't like his baggage. But for me, honestly, if he wins football games, everybody's going to forget about that, right? I mean, that's all, the Auburn fan base is what everybody's craving is football, and we want to win some games. So I think he will bring that to the table for Auburn. Jake just bounced
so
out.
we lost Jake there, yeah.
But that is all right. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think it gives the team to feel something new. I heard some reports that the football team, a lot of the players enjoyed. They like Hugh Freeze. So, and we actually got a recruit today too. So maybe Hugh Freeze is already ready to. He's kind of hitting the recruiting show. I think that's a lot of people are just worried about his Auburn recruiting, and I think if we pretty sure we're retaining Cadillac Williams as well. So if we retain him and have Hugh Freeze, those two guys, I think can combine and go give her some recruits. I know he's coming in on Friday to officially be back. Welcome back, Jake. How are we doing?
I'm doing good. I think I figured out my tech problems, but
no, we're good to go.
What I meant.
But no, we're just talking about a lot of people don't like the fit with Hugh Freeze and his baggage at Ole Miss. I mean, what do you think about that?
I mean, personally, coming to Auburn, I didn't think the boosters were going to hire someone with that kind of baggage and with those kind of with that history.
Allegations.
Well, I mean, they weren't really allegations. Things happened.
I mean, things did happen. Yeah, you're right.
And he stepped down amid investigation. So I think that's a little bit indicative of what had happened. I'm a little shocked that the Auburn boosters went ahead and hired someone with that kind of track record. But, I mean, what the record on the football field speaks for itself. So that's where my head's at right now.
Connor, what about you?
Jake couldn't have said it better. I think that if he wins football games and treats this team and these players with respect and leads them to become young men and just grow up and have good morals as a football team and as players, I don't think you can go wrong. Obviously, things happened in the past. He owned up to his mistakes. He stepped down. Then he goes to Liberty, and they're definitely a mid-major, low-profile college football team, and he did great things over there. It seems like he hasn't been into too much trouble lately. It didn't seem like he was that bad of a guy. He just made a mistake, and forgiveness is a thing. And I think that he's gonna come to Auburn on a clean slate, and he'll be good. I think he'll be okay.
I mean, the key thing he did at Liberty was developing quarterbacks. Malik Willis, guy who went in the first round of the NFL draft, who was an Auburn guy who couldn't win the starting job in 2020, couldn't win the job either year, and ended up transferring to Hugh Freeze. So look for that to be a key thing. Look for a quarterback maybe that's a little bit under the radar in the transfer portal right now. I think the template that Auburn fans should be kind of looking out for is what LSU did last year. Went out and got a guy like Jaden Daniels and let a guy like Brian Kelly develop that talent. And I mean,
So
they're where we want to be right now. They won the SEC West first year with a new head coach with a little really good quarterback play, really good wide receiver play.
So you think you don't think Robbie Ashford's the guy next year?
I think he's the guy somewhere. I don't think he's the guy at Auburn. I don't think he has that much talent throwing the football. I think he'll go. There's got to be a coach that's gonna start from the ground up, building a quarterback. I wouldn't be shocked to see him playing at the NFL level at another position. I think he's a one-of-a-kind runner. I mean, we've seen him. He's got that kind of 4.5 speed, or he will have that kind of 4.5 speed. He goes to the combine, and I know there's NFL teams that are seeing that talent.
Put Robbie in the slot.
I think my
slot.
Well, the thing with Robbie Ashford, I mean, he's been his arm and his shoulder's been just tore up remainder of the most of the season. I mean, he told reporters that he couldn't sleep at night because of the pain. So I don't think I want to hold that against him. I mean, his arm talent is mediocre at best, but I think we've been running him to the ground. I mean, he's been ran through like a dog. So I think hopefully he can get healthier. And like you said, Hugh Freeze developed a guy like Malik Willis that wasn't even to touch the starting job at Auburn, and
I don't know
he turned him into a decent job.
One thing about Malik Willis when he was at Auburn and at Liberty before he became the first-round draft pick is, and if you watch his pro day, I'm pretty sure he had a bazooka attached to his shoulder, like right here. There was just like a rocket launcher.
Robbie Ashford has a bazooka, dude. He can launch that thing 80 yards.
Willis is also, I think, a unit of a human being. I'm just not sure Robbie Ashford is the guy that's going to take Auburn to the promised land.
I don't know, man. I'm high on Robbie Ashford, but let's talk more about Hugh Freeze. A lot of people like his offense. I like his offense. I think he runs a good offense. A lot of people are comparing him to Gus Malzahn 2.0. My situation with that is Gus Malzahn's offense never developed or adapted. You know, you saw 2013, it was this new age triple option offense, and then you see in 2014 everybody caught on into the SEC and knew how to stop it. What you see with Hugh Freeze is he kind of develops and adapts his offense to based on the defenses that are going to be playing next season. That's what I like about Hugh Freeze. I mean, what are some positive things y'all like about Hugh Freeze?
His ability to recruit. I think that's one thing that's going to change. I mean, Auburn's got some different rankings, but from what I saw, I think the 32nd class in the class of 2023 right now. That's something that's got to change. Auburn's not a program that can sit that low on recruiting rankings and be a team that's going to contend in the SEC West, regardless of how teams like A&M look this season. We know Georgia, we know Alabama, we know. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah.
So you have to be a guy that can recruit and a guy that can win in the portal.
Connor, what about you? What do you like about Hugh Freeze?
Similar to recruiting, I think his relationship with players is super important. We see this past year, I didn't, as a person, I didn't think that really mattered that much. I thought football is kind of like a business. You come in and you play, but especially at a place like Auburn, you see Brian Harsin come in the past 2 years, and it seems like he didn't have a good relationship with almost any player. And it obviously, it had an effect on our team completely. You see the state of our program right now. I think a guy like Hugh Freeze comes in here and changes the culture completely in the locker room. Not outside of Auburn. That's always going to stay the same. But inside the locker room, it continuously changes. And I think Hugh Freeze is the guy for that matter, and I think he'll develop us to become a team that is one.
Well, I mean, it's a signed and done deal pretty much. Auburn hasn't officially came out with it, but they're already – I mean, it's pretty much a done deal. Overall, I think it's a decent hire. I mean, obviously it's not a big, flashy hire like we wanted, like Lane Kiffin or Deion Sanders or somebody like that. But I think he gets the job done. I think he uses his resources to his advantage. I mean, he's an SEC-proven coach. He knows how to win the SEC. He beat Bama twice, should have beat him 3 times. That's one thing we need at Auburn. We just had played the Iron Bowl, and we weren't able to get a dub. But if you win in the Iron Bowl at Auburn, that makes a lot of people happy. And then I think if we do good with the coordinators as well, we maybe throw a little bit more money at a good OC, a good DC, and if we retain Cadillac, I think we'll be fine, guys. I mean, how do y'all overall feel about this?
Yeah, I mean, Auburn football is. I mean, Cadillac said it. Auburn football will be fine. Auburn football is always going to be in that top echelon of college football. So, regardless of the head coach, regardless of boosters, regardless of morale and anything else you can think of, Auburn football is going to be A-okay.
Connor, any last words you want to say?
Yeah, I agree. I think we're going to be just fine. This is a safe hire, too.
Yep.
Lane Kiffin, he could have came here and left in a year and a half. Deion Sanders, he hasn't proven himself as a head coach. So I'm confident in Hugh Freeze, and I think he's going to do pretty good things.
I think this is Auburn admitting they screwed up the first time. Let's get this one right.
Come on.
You're right,
I
Jake.
agree.
Well, that wraps it up. Hey, but look for some more news this upcoming months. There's going to be a lot of stuff to cover for Auburn football, but also look out for basketball as well. We're starting off 7-0 with a really strong start, so be on the lookout for that and some more content from Strictly Auburn, guys. I appreciate you tuning in and watching us. Like the video, subscribe, and tune in next time. See ya, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.